Seinfuck.
I love how each of us are looking at each other as if for a place to start, but we each chickened out accordingly.
Oh, I just wasn't paying attention. I didn't know the recording started.
It's the same. It's the same fucking thing, Harper.
Well, isn't it just?
Isn't it just?
I feel like the last time I started recording, everyone got mad at me. But it was also because I was dealing with my COVID-riddled mind.
COVID-riddled,
and now I
says.
don't have COVID anymore.
Much like the Joker, he knew that we lived in a society and that this COVID thing that we are all talking about was riddling his brain.
It's the wrong villain.
Yeah, I feel like the Joker meets the Riddler is just the Mad Hatter, which is a very stupid Batman villain. People get upset. They're like, oh, but there's like other Batman villains. And then you like look down the list and you're immediately like, there's only like 5 good ones. And then the rest get...
What about Condiment Man? Malcolm? Condiment Man.
Yeah, Condiment Man would have been...
Everyone says, what about Paste Pot Pete? Where's a Paste Pot Pete in the new comics?
I'm always asking myself, I'm like, where's Matter Eater Lad? Where is he? Why is he not here?
Yes.
Yeah, that's good shit, pal.
Like, they're all based off vaudeville acts. Like, the early ones are all based on vaudeville acts. There's the ventriloquist.
How's the Penguin based on vaudeville?
It's a fucking coat and tails, Harper. He's topping tails.
Your predication for a vaudeville act being a petticoat with tails?
Yeah, if they dance.
This is a way for you to include vaudeville in the conversation for an arcane reason.
Okay.
Why?
Oh, because I watched Singing in the Rain just recently.
I see.
That's what's going on.
That show would have killed fucking Timothy Chalamet.
Oh yeah, to be fair, Singing in the Rain is an amazing movie. I do.
If they ever remade Singing in the Rain,
would it kill Timothy Chalamet because he's got a constitution and that every set was made of asbestos back then, or?
Yeah, and fucking Cary Grant. Is that kid?
No, it's Gene Kelly.
Gene Kelly. Fuck. Cary Grant is up there with James Stewart and fucking Gene Kelly, where they are in every single movie from the 40s, 50s, and 60s.
No, I think Gene Kelly directed Singing in the Rain as well, which is like a feat you just don't see.
Which is very obvious once you get into that, like the gotta dance part where it's like, this is based off of a pitch that I'm doing for the how to save the movie. It's a fucking great movie. It's fucking great.
But would you say that Timothy Chalamet would play Cosmo Brown? Like the guy goes, it's like, make them laugh, make them laugh.
No, he'd try to do the Gene Kelly bit and die immediately.
You guys legit know all the actors and the names that they played and for Singing in the Rain?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's an amazing movie.
Because it's a top 100 movie.
And we have more than a 5-minute fucking attention span.
What good is it going to do you?
Nothing. It's enjoyable. Why does everything have to have a good, Harper? Why does everything have to have a use?
Because you guys remember stuff. Because it's stupid.
Why is it stupid? Explain to me. Let's get down to this logic. Why is Singing in the Rain stupid?
Will you ever be held at gunpoint and they're just like, was it Gene Kelly or some other twinkle toed from the 1980s or 60s
We really gotta cut that, Harper. You fucker.
Will it be Gene Kelly or some other light-footed communist sympathizer in the 1930s who acted this dancing tap toe part?
Was it the guy who was part of the Communist Party, or is it the guy who testified to the House of Un-American Activities?
Yeah, exactly.
It was obviously Gene Kelly, and he had a rip-roaring performance in that movie.
He did! Fuck you! The fucking...
I've seen Singing in the Rain twice. I couldn't tell you what happens in that movie, to be honest.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. You know why?
You know what? No. We're going to sit on this. We're going to fucking sit on this. Make your best guess.
Okay.
What happens Singing in the Rain, Harper?
Fuck. A well-to-do businessman finds himself in dire straits when he loses all of his money and must put on a play.
This is the producers.
Yeah.
No, the producers is way better. The producers is 2 shitheads that are trying to milk a fucking failed theater production for tax credits. That's way cooler.
Let's fucking flip this goddamn logic around. Why is the producers important, but Singing in the Rain isn't?
Because the producers is more in line with the human condition than Singing in the Rain.
Oh, he doesn't have a real fucking answer. He's just being an ass.
Answer.
He doesn't even. Here's the thing. He barely remembers the producers, so he was throwing that out there. How dare you? And then
Springtime for Hitler is perhaps the greatest musical.
That's
number
the only reason you remember that.
That
movie
is not the only reason. I actually very much appreciate the acting career of
name one
the
actor
Willy
in
Wonka
that movie.
guy.
In the original movie. Well, no, that was for Harper. That was
he said the Willy Wonka guy. I gave him a lifeline.
Yeah, you can't if you say something that's slightly off kilter in regards to a culturally impactful actor in front of Robert. He can't help himself. He has to correct
Would have also given you if you said Mel Brooks. I'd have been like, okay, that's fair.
Mel Brooks movies are fucking awesome. Every Mel Brooks movie rocks.
Yeah, that is fair, and he's still alive. He's still kicking.
I don't know how well he's doing, but he's kicking.
Yeah, he's still alive. Although his son made not Max Brooks, not the guy who
not World War Z guy.
Not World War Z guy. He has another son named Nicholas Brooks, and Nicholas Brooks. I don't know if I talked about this movie on the podcast before, but he made this crazy bad movie. It's like weird because like the lead actress is really good in it, but it's a really bad movie. It's called Sam. I don't know if you've heard of this.
I've never heard of this.
The movie's about this like I'm going to read the log line. It's about an alpha male New York City like Wall Street guy who is magically transformed into a beautiful girl. And then he falls in love. She falls in love with her best friend. And then by the end of the movie, which is, by the way, there's like a magical like guru person played by Stacy Keach, which is not the choice.
This is a Rob Schneider movie.
Yeah, but at the very end of the movie, she has the option to like return to being like a man. And she decides not to because she's in love with her best friend.
Who the fuck would? You see what we have to put up with all the time?
If my ass looked incredible, no, I wouldn't change back. Are you
Malcolm,
crazy?
If you changed into an attractive woman, this is the important part. If you changed into an attractive woman, would you stay an attractive woman or go back to being you?
I'm a pretty tall guy, so it's hard.
Well, you'd be a pretty short woman. That's just as good.
Well, okay, so do you want to be hot as fuck or do you want to give up the ability to body someone?
I mean, having the ability to body someone is pretty great.
When's the last time you did it?
It's been a while.
When's the last time you got down in a mosh pit and threw someone to the other side?
It's probably not since like
probably never. Probably never.
I've thrown a couple of elbows. But the problem is I throw an elbow, it's going over everyone's head because I'm so tall.
Well, it's very considerate of you in the first place that you hardcore dance above people's heads like that. But
yeah, that's I was dancing.
Your kidneys are too vulnerable in a pit if you're that tall. People will just go for it.
Oh. No, that happened to me at a pit. Like one of the reasons I stopped going to pits is because people fucking would like hit me in the elbow, or not the elbow. They'd hit me in the kidney.
I wasn't familiar with your game, Malcolm. Who did you see where you were near or exposed to a mosh pit?
There was, I think I saw the band. There's a Canadian band called 3 Days Grace.
The mosh pit at 3 Days.
3 Days Grace mosh pit. Malcolm's getting the shit kicked out of him at the 3 Days Grace mosh pit.
Boy.
What a fucking legend.
Yeah, that must have been getting slightly jostled back and forth while people had their phones out. Must have been a real fucking traumatizing experience.
How was that $18 Coors Light you
That's not fair. That's every theater. That's like I went to the local institution, 100-year-old theater here. God bless them. Shouts out to the Nile Theater.
God bless the Nile.
If there's a better to get fucked up,
that is the biggest fire hazard fucking zero ventilation place in the fucking world. And it's fantastic.
So middle of winter, cold as can be. It is a sauna in the underground.
It is fucking 98 degrees on that floor.
And I went to my first hardcore show there the other day. And it was wonderful. I two-stepped, I circle pitted, I got elbowed in the face by a dude in a frog costume. It was wonderful. Here's the lineup. You guys may not believe this is a real show, okay? And I want you to tell me if you think it's a real show or not. Because I may just bullshit you, all right?
All right.
The opening band, Convicted. Okay.
Sounds
real.
Standard enough.
Yeah. The next band was Frog Mallet. And
Frog Mallet is more, venerated than Convicted.
Yes. Frog Mallet. They play grind or slam in some circles. The headliner was Bonginator. And I was very excited that they played their most accessible tune, 420-pound poop.
Hell yeah.
There were hundreds of people at this show.
Hell yeah.
For Bonginator.
I think one of the very first times I bought weed was from the people waiting outside the line at the Nile.
It's a great crowd. I love the people there. I've met some wonderful people there, and I've asked them point blank, how many people do you think jerked off in the bathrooms here? And they won't hesitate. They'll give you the ballpark immediately. They're just like, what, over the last 10 years? And you say, lifetime. It's a 100-year-old theater. And he says, probably in the thousands. I put it in the thousands. It's like a quick calculation for them because they just picture how many times they jerk off in 100 years and then apply the same principle.
Yeah, it's one of those places where I think I can't say for sure because I refuse to go into the bathroom in there.
Why?
But it's because it's a fucking show bathroom. It's not great, but they got to plug the glory hole in there.
Well, you just come down off of your ivory tower whenever you feel like it to take a piss with the rest of us.
There's a hole in the stall. I guess I can't be.
There are ladies and gentlemen, there are no glory holes in the Nile. They have long since been patched up.
Exactly.
It is a class institution full of people who care. And security who will stop you from getting kicked in the face in the pit by crowd killers, and that is a plus.
It's a very big plus. Malcolm, what's the hippenest happen theater in Vancouver?
I mean, there's I think for the fun one, where it's all kind of the grimy rock shows are at. It's the Rickshaw. Right downtown, it's right by Main and Hastings. It's nice. Right in the heart.
Yeah,
the real cultural center.
There's also the Biltmore Cabaret. Although they've in the last few years, they've sort of transitioned from being a place where really cool or sometimes grimy rock bands and stuff would show up to they do a lot of comedy, a lot of stand-ups tour there now. So they've kind of quieted down.
Let me ask you a question. Do you go to these either of these theaters that you would consider to be previously or formerly grimy, Malcolm, in the last 10 years?
Yeah, I've gone to the Biltmore a bunch of times.
For a show or for
I guess I've seen a bunch of stand-up there and other comedy because that's where that's a place to go now.
Mm.
And then the Rickshaw, it's probably not since just before the pandemic, and that was grimy. And I've only heard from people who've gone since that it's maintained its griminess.
Well, that's wonderful. I have a question for you. You can always gauge these places in terms of authenticity by whether or not a concert will be put on and someone in a Jesus costume will appear. Has that happened?
Yes.
Well, that's just authentic, baby.
Yeah.
Someone
downtown.
Did someone in a did a guy in a leather vest with spikes show up with a 3-foot tall mohawk that is painted at least 9 colors? Not
as authentic as someone dressed up as Jesus. I will tell you this right now. You go to the Relido in Tucson, there's all kinds of those people, crust punks, that are playing
it's the Rialto, but yes.
Whatever. Who cares? It's a chain. Who gives a shit?
It's not a chain. That's the funny bit. They're all just called the Rialto. The
Rialto's in every fucking state. I swear to God.
Exactly, because
it's a chain.
It's not a chain. It's just called the same.
A chain. So when someone shows up with spikes and a battle vest or whatever, I don't get impressed. Someone comes in the Jesus costume. I'm ready to see someone dressed up as Jesus throw down in the pit. And I'm going to chant Jesus the whole time. And so is everyone else. And that's how it's a good time.
Sorry, you sent me down a track with the Rialto Theater. Apparently, they're all named after a fucking specific theater in South Pasadena, but they have no actual link to each other.
It's stupid. That's a stupid idea.
Why does it have to be stupid, Harper?
Sell the name rights. Make an extra buck. Have some originality.
Make a profit off of something you literally can't copyright. Why not?
Who does anyone give a shit about it? It's not like these theaters are institutions anymore. Like the Nile, there's nothing to be said about the Nile. They put on whatever act fucking says we can play there. There's nothing to be said about theaters that name themselves after other theaters because there's one everywhere else in the world, right? It's like being in a city named Rome. There's a Rome in Georgia, right? The only place where there's not a Rome is in Antarctica. You know what I mean? So it's less significant. It's still not Rome, and it's still not the Rialto. So what the fuck are we doing?
Words don't matter, Harper.
But actors in films do, and that's what Robert's.
It all came back to this.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Well.
Gene Kelly would kick your ass, all 5-6 feet of it.
Oh,
I mean, yeah, he was shredded. That dude was an athlete. Some pudgy piece of shit. Of course, he's gonna. What
are you talking about?
That guy danced with Tom from Tom and Jerry. He was a beast.
I thought it was Donald Duck.
No, it was Tom and Jerry, wasn't it?
I don't know. Tom and Jerry was in like the 70s, 80s, no?
I'm gonna have to. You're making me Google Gene Kelly, Tom from Tom and Jerry.
Uncultured at
I looked it up. It is Tom and Jerry.
Oh, thank God.
For Anchors Away, that was the name of the movie.
Gene Kelly has this whole half animated bit where he dances with Tom from Tom and Jerry.
Parodied on Family Guy.
Of course you did. Wait, so it's relevant when Family Guy parodies or acknowledges that these things exist.
I mean, it's not relevant. I've just seen it.
But you've seen it, therefore it's relevant, right? That's how you kind of interact with experiences and pop culture and media.
Now, there is a undertone to that statement I don't appreciate. The idea that I only interact with pop culture at the popcorn level is disingenuous, Robert.
Okay.
Because your favorite authors are often convicted of sexual assault, and my favorite cartoonists and animators and story writers generally
often come out as trans, yeah.
Oh, is that a bad thing, Robert?
No, it's not.
Oh, no.
Okay, we'll have to fucking say that right now.
Hey,
I am
Robert
not equating
Delilah
those two things.
doesn't appreciate it, guys.
I am not equating those two things. It is absolutely
it sounds like he was
and
equating
okay.
it, though. Did
Shut
you guys
the fuck,
hear him?
Harper. Don't get me in trouble. Neil Gaiman is a monster, and he wrote some good books.
Shit, dude. You put yourself in the box.
Shut the fuck up.
We agree. Yeah, listen, we can agree that Neil Gaiman has committed crimes.
Neil Gaiman is a piece of work. All right, he's really.
I'll be on the record
on assaulting women.
I didn't love his work. I was never a big.
I thought his shit was moody, to be honest with you, but I still liked the book.
I thought his work, to quote Family Guy, was shallow and pedantic.
It insists upon itself.
Now, see, Malcolm, there's a true cultural touchstone that you've just put your hand on.
It's it's
a water cooler.
And the lead singer of the Rolling Stones used to fuck a 13-year-old. Are we really going to sit here and judge?
I never liked the Rolling Stones. The
only Rolling Stones songs I really like are the ones when they cover Townes Van Zandt.
I couldn't tell you more than fucking Paint It Black.
Yeah, I was going to say
it's not the Rolling Stones. It's Aerosmith. I'm sorry.
Oh, no way. That weirdo with the big lips fucked a 13-year-old? Steven Tyler? That's his name?
Yeah, because it was someone... People keep asking Liv Tyler it in interviews, and she gets really mad.
So rude. Well, yeah, of course she's gonna get mad. She's like, your husband fucked a 13-year-old.
It's not your husband. It's her dad.
I don't know shit, dude.
You really don't. Who's the other actress? Who's the actress in Singing in the Rain?
And don't worry, she's incredibly famous.
No, Robert, our areas of knowledge diverge, but that doesn't mean they're lesser. And you're no smarter a person for knowing who played the female lead in Singer of the Rain than I am for being able.
Singer in the Rain.
Singer in the Rain.
What the fuck is he laughing about?
Singer in the rain.
I'm the singer in the rain.
God, I make a vocal flub and he jumps on me for it.
Yeah, it's what you guys
gleefully
fucking do.
These types will just bask in your fucking minor corrective failures. I put this out to you, ladies and gentlemen. Be less like Robert Delilah if possible. You will have more friends. You will be invited to more parties. You will have a way better life.
But you'll get laid a lot more.
That's not why he gets laid. That's not why he gets laid.
He talks about culture.
Robert doesn't say a damn thing about himself when he talks to women, and that's why he gets laid.
Oh, you fucker.
He figured it out. He's smart enough to know. Okay.
You fucker.
That's how we all get laid, boys. Let's not pretend, okay? They don't give a fuck what your special interest is. They just want to talk. Let them talk.
You just stay quiet. You go, yeah, that's the greatest thing I've ever heard. Oh,
wow. And how did you arrive at that? Yeah, that's crazy. What'd you want to be when you were little?
I am being slandered.
No, that's just everybody. That's not just you. This is not
you
just
go
you.
I just want to hear about your day.
Fuck off. We've touched upon this too often.
Do you want to go back to my place and like watch Singing in the Rain? I've got it on Blu-ray.
That asshole shouldn't have said that to you.
No, I always go to their place. So
it's in my backpack. I just have a Blu-ray of Singing in the
Rain. Honestly, fucking $100. Let's do it.
Look, I know this is kind of forward, but I got a DVD of The Quiet Man in my backpack, and I was thinking maybe we could watch this gay stupid movie that every girl seems to like together.
Have you ever seen Rear Window?
Rearview Window is not a girl movie. Rearview Window is not a girl movie.
It's not, but it's important, so therefore I'm gonna hawk it.
I lied. We're not having sex. We're going to watch The Rearview Window.
We're watching a marathon of fucking shit. Why can't I remember?
It's a noir marathon.
Yeah, we're gonna watch all the Jimmy Stewart movies.
She'll be in it for that, for sure.
Mm-hmm. It's BDSM with extra steps.
Well, you came to the right podcast for advice on women. We'll start you off with some good first date ideas, okay? Great first date idea here, the junkyard. Let them pick out a muffler and pay for it. Usually she would have to get it, but you're a gentleman, so you'll pay for that muffler.
Are you going to install it for her?
Holy shit, dude. What is... No, I'm not a simp. I'm not going to install it for her. What do I look like? Yeah, I'll charge her labor, but I'm not going to install it for free. All right? All right.
But you will charge for the oil change, and you're going to charge at least $400.
Look, pal, materials were $60, all right? I think I'm owed a little something. A little something at least. And I'm not going to reset the dash that tells her when the oil is ready to change again. That's going to come up in the next 1,000 miles.
That's how you get her coming back.
That's how you get her coming back, exactly.
That's romance.
That's like leaving the sweater in the car, you know? The car says I need oil.
You got to have that link.
I need Robert.
I've had my hoodie stolen too many times to laugh at that joke with any irony.
Yeah, all of my shit gets ruined when it gets stolen like that. So I'm pretty tight with it now. Like, give me my fucking charger back.
How many fucking jerseys have you bought last year, Harper? I can't say this year because it's pretty early in the year.
Ooh, I got Tampa Bay, Red Wings. Bought a Coyotes jersey for a friend. Got another for myself. This last year total?
Yeah.
12.
12. And if you left any of those at your girl's place, would you think you could get them back?
I'm not gonna leave a hockey sweater at a girl's house. You're insane.
Yeah. No, he's doing the no pants dance, right? So he's got to have that jersey to cover everything.
Okay, first of all, if she does wear the jersey with nothing under it, different.
That's like that's your fantasy.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Huge.
Malcolm, go on. That's just sounds like there's a woman with a fat ass and fat tits wearing your hockey jersey, and you're praying to God at that point? What's going on?
I'm thanking him profusely. That's absolutely the case.
Thank you, oh Lord, for this bomb ass bitch.
Oh, Her white hips are damn near touching the fabric of my size 60 Clayton Keller jersey.
I was taking a drink, you piece of shit.
Oh, fuck. Number 9, you would be so proud.
You're always going to be my captain?
Oh, captain, my captain.
Oh, captain, my captain.
Oh, tonight she'll play goalie.
Oh, I'm like, take it off. I'm about to come. Take it off.
I can't stand this shit. I can't stand
on my fucking jersey.
Yeah, it's too sexy. It's too sexy. You gotta get naked, babe. I can't.
Put the Reebok on. Put the Reebok on. Fuck.
You're fucking her, but then
get the
you
Fanatics
like roll.
on.
Get the Fanatics. Put the fucking breakaway on. I can't nut on this.
Yeah, come on.
Now hold on, Malcolm. Real talk, okay?
Yeah.
It's her jersey. It's not yours. Imagine the scenario, okay?
Okay.
It's her sweater.
So wait. Set the scene. Do you know she has a jersey?
I mean, she's got it on and they're in bed, okay?
No, well,
that's
my
the scenario.
thing is
There's
that
no
like,
further pretext required, is there?
No. Let me give it some pretext because
Okay,
they could be
go
like,
on.
oh, let me slip into something more comfortable. And you think she's going to come out with like lingerie or she's just going to be naked, but she comes out with the jersey of your like star player.
For sake of argument, we'll say it's Quinn Hughes because that's the only one I can really think of right now.
Okay. So you guys are getting
Captain
intimate.
Hughes.
She said you got glasses of wine on the fucking coffee table, and she's like, "Here, let me get into something more comfortable." And she comes out in a Quinn Hughes jersey. Set the scene.
You're fucking her in the Quinn Hughes jersey, and you're about to come, Malcolm. Do you make her take it off so you don't skeet on the fucking Hughes jersey?
You don't skeet on on his legacy, on his name.
You know what? Because he's current. He's a legend. He's gonna have his number retired already. I think you gotta take the jersey off. It depends on the player.
What if she's like, just do it?
What if she asks you to come on his name?
To come on the Canucks.
On the number,
symbol.
yeah.
On the number?
On the Canucks crest.
Yeah.
On the crest.
On the crest.
That's intimate. That's important.
Yeah. Am I in love at that point? Like, what the fuck's going on?
I don't know,
assume
man.
for the sake of argument that you're in love. Let's
Yeah.
assume that she's the one. Go ahead.
Listen, just the cleaning costs alone. I got to factor that in. I got to factor that in.
Cleaner shit.
I got beer out of one of those with 3 oxy baths. I can't imagine what comes.
She was eating a real glazy donut. That's why.
But again, it's not your jersey. It's hers.
Oh, it's not my jersey?
Yeah, we said that.
I'm coming.
You're coming all over the number, the crest,
respect.
the name, everything.
Okay,
I'm getting upset in the
that's
middle
two
of
sides. That means I'm coming so much she's flipped over, and I'm coming
Have you
more.
never had sex with someone and come more than once, Malcolm?
No, I have, obviously. I'm a man.
Quickly he was. No, I have.
I'm not a
don't you
heathen.
dare say
I'm
something about me.
I'm not a Puritan, all right? I'm not sailing on the Mayflower.
I've got vril, god damn it.
Yeah, come on.
Malcolm's
Listen,
got
I was 21 at one point.
I was 21 once.
Yeah, for one glorious year, I was 21.
He's got like a bandolier covered with rubbers, right?
He's just like, this is not number 1, 2, 3, 4.
Having a good time. 3 minutes apiece, baby.
Ooh.
What about you, Harper? Would you do it? Because I feel like Robert, you're going to do it no matter what. Like you don't.
Yeah,
you don't care about
I have
hockey.
no attachment.
What about
baseball? Anything they ask, I'm doing. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Robert would come on the Machado jersey without thinking about it.
Machado jersey, yeah, absolutely. So long as pets aren't involved, I will come on anything in your house.
Yo, you kicked the pets
I wasn't even thinking about pet. Why would I want to come on up if she was like, come on my cat?
She asked me to come on something that's hers. Everything but the pets animals. Are on the table.
Well, different scenario because you got me onto it. You're in the room and her cat's there, and you're like, "Can you get this fucking thing out of here?" And she's like, "Why does it matter? Do you put up a thing about it?"
No, actually, this is something that really happened to me. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
So, I was dating this girl. She had a one-eyed cat, and the cat.
You blind the cat?
No,
the cat blind because you came on it?
It is a one-eyed cat, and we started getting heavy, and it was one of those things where she's just like, oh no, she knows what's going on. And then the cat jumps off the bed. I'm like, what? The cat knows you're about to get dicked down? And so it leaves the bed? It didn't make sense to me. Well, you were saying I was going to stop? No, it was just like a weird thing in the back of my mind as I'm fucking her and being like, why did the cat care?
The cat's like, I want to sleep, all right, and I can't sleep when the bed's jiggling, right? Like, it's going,
it's doing a lot more than jiggling, Malcolm.
It folds.
It folds. I've never fucked anyone that wasn't on a pull-out couch.
That's insane.
That's a lie. It's a lie.
No, obviously.
No, it's not. I know there's a lot of truth to that, probably.
Yeah, there's some.
There's a couple of futons in the mix, all right? There was I assume there's one Murphy bed.
Have you ever fucked on a Murphy bed? Yeah.
I've never, but it's a dream. That's kind of a dream.
Not great, dude.
I don't think it's my size. Like, listen, I gotta be careful. I'm too tall. I have height issues.
It's not like you're sleeping on it. You're just fucking her and leaving.
Well, Robert's got to worry about that thing folding back up while he's on it off a bad bounce. You know, you and me, we're gonna weigh that thing down. Robert, he might get folded up.
I'm a fairly good weight right now. I will have you know.
Yeah, what weight?
185.
That's good.
Oh,
yeah, that's right. No, it is. It is good. Well, what have you been doing?
I did bench presses. I've literally.
That's what's up.
I've got a pull-up bar that I use for just pull-ups and fucking elevated bench presses. So I like put my feet up.
I thought for a second when fucking it's like you hold on to the pull-up bar.
No.
Yeah, just hang there for 30 minutes or so.
Giant.
That would be interesting, but yeah,
that would be a dream.
Honestly, I've never actually had like a dedicated workout regimen. I just do what's doing, and for some reason, it's getting me to a good place.
No, that's good. That's really good.
Thank you, creatine. Shout out to protein powder.
I am 90% water weight, motherfucker.
He's going to take a big piss one day. Oh, man.
I'm going to take a big piss one day and lose 40 pounds.
It happens to the best of us, okay? Let me tell you, because if you're trying to lose weight and you're on the scale before you've taken a shit, it kind of feels like the weight that you've put on doesn't matter, right? After you take a shit, then you have to face reality.
That's your true weight, yeah.
Then you have to face facts that you are still that fat. And there's nothing you can do about it. You've already shit.
Like a good long morning piss after like sweating all night and not having breakfast, that's your true weight.
Yeah, no, that's true. Tell you what you shouldn't do. You shouldn't drink a lot of water before bed. It's going to keep you up. That's just a good health tip from the Seinfuck podcast.
You should also eat before you go to bed because...
You should not eat before you go to bed.
No. Let me say this because going hungry before you go to bed just means you don't fucking sleep. That's always been my issue.
And it's on the table, the fire's cooking.
I don't like eating too much. Like I think like a light snack is perfect. But I recently I've had some people in my life who've been saying like, and it's not just one person, it's multiple who've been saying things like, "Oh, I like the feeling of being hungry." And I told my trainer this, and my trainer goes, "Those people are fucking stupid. Like who wants to be hungry?
They have eating disorders.
Well, that's fair.
That's like the guy actually. Speaking of the guy who steals his son's blood, he was talking about that he's always hungry and he loves it.
That's called. Well, if you have a blood boy, all right, you're hungry for a different kind of thing.
You have a blood boy a la Fury Road. That's
what's crazy about him is like I think that's like the Brian Johnson guy, and it's like it's not a blood boy. He's got a blood son, which is that
he's got his blood son. He steals his son's blood,
and he's a hypocrite because he has a father and he won't be the blood son for his dad, right? So he's making his son give him blood, but he's not giving blood to his dad. So that's a real piece of shit right there.
Broken Branch family reunions canceled.
Also, like imagine like because he's the son has like multiple siblings. Imagine like the other siblings going like, "What the fuck is Landon doing?
What's wrong with our blood?
Is our blood not good enough?
What? Yeah, Chad, what the fuck? I would have been your blood son.
Put me higher in the will, my goddamn it.
Here's the thing: if your parents, specifically your dads, if your dads are like, "Listen, I need to have your blood. I'm doing this for science." Would you be a blood son?
Not for fucking science, but if I had to donate a kidney to my dad for him to keep living, obviously. In the case that it's superfluous, would you do this other superfluous thing? No, fuck off.
Yeah, exactly. See, I wouldn't either. Now, it's hard for me because my dad's dead.
Your dad's dead. Okay.
But also if my dad was alive in this scenario, I'd also say no because I know how many dilly bars he ate.
What a guy.
Not even this. Okay, Malcolm, hypothetical. If you had to regularly donate to your blood and have your dad back in your life, would you do it?
You know what? Yeah, I would.
So
do that.
you like donate a pint of blood every month, and then your dad's back to life.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I would be.
That's sweet. I like that.
I think that would be a thing to do. I think that's not a hard thing to do. It'd be like
it will be hard for your dad to be a vampire, but I think you'll work out.
I see. Yeah, there's something to
I'd be
it.
happy. I could be one of those. What is it? The handlers or like what do they call?
They're not handlers. They're fucking thralls. Your slave.
What do you mean a handler? Where are you going?
He means
with
a
this?
thrall from like what we do in the dark or whatever.
From the Dracula had thralls. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like what we do in the shadows.
It's
familiars.
a
The
thrall.
familiar.
Yeah.
Well, would you be a blood son, Harper? Just to start it off before we move on.
No, fuck him.
That motherfucker took me to a fucking Mexican restaurant in fucking Christmas Eve and didn't fucking tip for shit.
Spending all my money on Tommy Bahama.
Yeah, whatever. So
I want to say quick shout out to the people of LA. I know your city's on fire, but I want to make sure I get this straight.
I wish your fucking franchise was on fire.
I wish Dodger Stadium burned to the ground unironically. I do. Yeah. I wish that entire parking lot was cinders.
Okay.
Can't burn concrete, it turns out.
Everyone says it is very fashionable to sympathize with the Californians.
It's not. No, Harper, let me stop you right there. A lot of people's homes are burning down. They shouldn't be. I'm sorry. And I'm sorry about that. That shouldn't be happening. At the same time, if that fire was located exclusively in Dodger Stadium, I wouldn't give a shit.
That's true. In fact, I would applaud whoever neglected
that act of arson. Yes.
It was an act of arson, this LA fire, by the way.
Okay, it's not an act of arson. Listen, you know me. I give my tips to comedians. All right, when David Spade or Whitney Cummings is looking for information on the fires, I say,
"Fuck you, Whitney Cummings."
Which, Whitney Cummings so desperately wishes she could be in Austin right now, but she
can't.
Go
start a show again with Chris D'Elia, you piece of shit.
Jeez Louise, guys.
She is
She had a show with Chris D'Elia. It was called Whitney.
Because the thing is right now Whitney Cummings is like going on Twitter,
of all places.
Yeah, going on X, the everything app, and basically saying she's like, I'm getting reports that there are people pouring gasoline into the sewers.
They're pouring gasoline into the sewers. They're hiring actors to burn down. There's a casting call to burn down LA.
Yeah, Dr. Disrespect, Chris D'Elia, you're probably wondering why I brought you here. I'm putting together a team.
Careers.
And people like you are going to be on that team.
Just the worst. You know what I like
Dan
about
Schneider
with
coming from the shadows.
It is Dan Schneider. No, it's Rob Schneider.
Dan Schneider.
Listen, if you're in Hollywood and your last name is Schneider, you probably got some baggage behind you.
It's Rob Schneider, and then like Voldemort in the first Harry Potter movie, it's Dan Schneider on the back of his head in a turban.
There's nothing to that. You are on to nothing.
What? Fucking Rob Schneider is a piece of shit.
I get what you're saying.
Let me have this.
I also want to say before this is that Chris D'Elia is one of those comedians that like most comedians when stuff happens to other comedians, they get really like quiet about it. They're like, oh, I don't know if I should say it.
Everyone talks shit about
I'll say it on the Patreon. Chris D'Elia, everyone's like, fuck that guy. I always hated him, except for Whitney Cummings.
There's going to be a great reckoning when this stuff comes out about Bobby Lee, you guys. When people find out what Bobby Lee's got going on, I'm going to look like a genius. I'm going to look like Hannibal Buress.
It's hard to...
Wait, Hannibal Buress when he was talking about Cosby?
Exactly. Check into Bobby Lee. All right? That's all I'm saying.
Well, we have a user submission by someone who would like to be known as Ricky.
Hi, Ricky.
Hey, Ricky.
Hello,
I love
Ricky.
your restaurants.
Shut the fuck up.
I love your lines.
Their song recommendation is Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter, her least good song.
I think that was actually suggested like 2 weeks ago.
Was it? Their question is, would you rather get high with a baby or die in a plane crash with an unsavory celebrity also on board so that you'll be the second fiddle to that celebrity's death when people think about your death?
Oh, wait, get high with a baby?
Yeah, just get high with a baby.
I mean,
that's easy.
If I'm just smoking weed with a baby, I probably won't feel that bad about it.
No.
Versus dying in a plane crash with
like you want to die on a plane with like Mr. Beast, and you're like, fuck, shit.
Logan Paul just got outed as grooming like teenagers, and then you're in a plane with him, and it goes down over the Pacific.
Oh,
yeah, you're like, happen? Oh fuck, it's they drank the pilots drank Prime, and then went blind, and now we're dead.
Mr. Beast is being investigated for murder, and you're sitting next to him on the fucking jetliner, and it goes down and over the Atlantic.
No one even remembers I was on first class with Mr. Beast.
I was in first class with Beast. You even send a picture, like a selfie with him before the flight takes off, and send it to your social media.
I'm just gonna smoke with the baby.
Or you smoke a fat blunt with a child. Not even just a child, a literal baby, an infant.
A baby. Listen, the baby will be fine, all right? The baby's going to be okay. It's just secondhand smoke.
No, it's not secondhand smoke. It's very much firsthand smoke.
The way it's phrased is that the baby is also taking a hit.
Oh, the baby's smoking fat blunts.
So it's also kind of like you have to live with the psychological damage that you've like permanently stunted the growth of a child because of this dumbass hypothetical.
It's
not dumb. I'm sorry, Ricky. It's a good hypothetical question.
It's nothing to be ashamed of.
Like, imagine if you were doing mushrooms with the baby instead of like.
Imagine if you drop like 6 tabs of acid with a baby.
No, I'd probably rather die in a plane crash than drop acid with a baby.
6 tabs of acid with a child.
No, because then you have to. That's a harrowing experience because you're just like your whole life was ahead of you before this moment, and now you're seeing and feeling things you don't understand, and I can't even explain to you. And you probably feel like it's over.
You're going to experience your entire life as if you grew up, but then you're going to come back and then you're just going to be a baby.
You're going to live your whole life with brain damage.
It won't.
You're going to live your whole life like Gronk.
I mean, that is also a question. What is the least debilitating drug that you can give a child and not feel guilty about it?
I guess caffeine.
I think it's weed. I think it's just
you can't get high on caffeine.
Yes, you can.
Yeah. Well,
my
worry with giving a baby too much caffeine is that like races its little heart and it kind of just explodes and dies. Whereas like one puff of the weed. Or whatever.
No, it's not one puff. They have to get fucking high.
One puff will be enough for a baby.
Puff and metabolize that shit.
Yeah, what? How many puffs do you think a baby needs to get high?
They got little tiny lungs.
Yeah.
Something about that phrase. They got little tiny lungs. Got me.
Their brain receptors can't even process all those endocannabinoids.
Of course, you know the fucking name for it.
Oh, yeah, but I don't know an actress in Singing in the Rain, and that's what makes me a fucking idiot.
Bitch.
No, but Harper, so you're saying you'd rather like die in the plane crash. What if you're on the plane and you didn't know this, but Ryan Smith, the owner of the Utah Hockey Club, is there, and so you're now associated.
Would I die in a plane crash if it also meant Ryan Smith died in that plane crash?
Yeah, now that's a good hypothetical.
I do not want a phone call from the Salt Lake City FBI. That's what I want.
Salt Lake City FBI.
Now I have seen Coyotes fans get calls from the FBI branch in Salt Lake City concerning their comments over Utah Hockey Club owner Ryan Smith. So I will refrain from answering your question.
Okay. Oh, that's fair. All right. That's fair. Because you also didn't answer earlier in the episode. Would you come on the crest of the jersey if you were
the Utah Hockey Club? Do they even have jerseys?
If it was on the Utah Hockey Club, yeah.
What about it was like Phoenix? It's the
if it's the Kachina yoke.
What if the jersey was vintage, like old, from the 80s?
I was gonna tell you actually, I would get mad like Anthony Soprano and like try to rip it off of her and cause a scene.
Yeah,
I bought that from JFK.
Got the fucking jersey.
And you would be successful because it's a Fanatics jersey. So you're like, you just rip it once, you're like,
you piece of shit.
That's pretty good.
You're a
That's
fucking
pretty good.
piece of shit.
Just tears
What
at the
the
seams
fuck?
because it's a Fanatics jersey.
Exactly.
Wonderful.
I fucking hate you.
I guess there is also a sort of flaw with this question, Ricky. I'm sorry not to poke holes, but there's also, your death is playing second fiddle to their death, but that also assumes that you would care about like having any like headlines when you die in a plane crash. Fucking 1,000 people die every year from a fucking plane crash. I don't know any of their fucking names.
It's not 1,000. There's like maybe 1 or 2 significant plane crashes a year.
Yeah, what are you talking? How many thousands of planes? I know there was the one that just happened.
You gotta include prop
Like fucking
planes
birds.
and other like commercial planes, but small
But that's
and
not
private
going to amount to
planes.
thousands.
Okay. Let me Google how many people die in plane crashes every year.
Maximum capacity of any given Airbus is like 50, 60
Die
people.
in plane crashes every year.
I looked it up on 1001crash.com, lessons learned for aviation safety. And it said 9 plane crashes in 2024.
229 people died in a plane crash in 2023.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah, there was one big one that happened in South Korea.
Yeah, I think the number may have gone up this last year. But
These are
who
inflated
knows?
stats.
You would like inflation.
If it's in the right place.
But yeah, no, the answer for me, to go back to Ricky's question, I'm getting the baby high. It's gonna smoke a little weed. I don't want to be second fiddle to some.
We're just gonna take some
shitty
gummies.
celebrity.
I'm gonna grind up some gummies in his baby food and go on with my life.
Yeah, the baby's gonna be fine. All right, it's fine. It's medicinal.
And you
it's okay.
won't
Natural.
die.
Exactly.
Malcolm,
And
what
I'm
if you
living.
were on a plane with every Mangione type target?
Oh.
Would you die in that plane crash?
So you have the entire C-suite of the United Healthcare in the plane with you, and you have the opportunity of the lifetime.
It's not your fault. I will lay that out.
Well, but here's the thing: if you're the one who crashes that, there's a certain section of the population that will hail you a hero, and you will become the celebrity. You will
but you have to be second fiddle. That's the whole thing. So you will actually just be a regular passenger. That
I was just there.
Someone
They were all
else
going to
achieves your
They were all
dream.
going to the health conference in like Sarasota, and then you just happen to be there. You're like, I was going to Disney World.
Yeah, there you go. Which Disneyland's in California and Disney World is in
Disney
Florida?
World is in Florida. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I just think based on my luck, it's gonna be the one. So it's gonna be Chris D'Elia. It's gonna be like, fuck you. Why am I fucking
Chris D'Elia sitting next to you in business class.
No, he's in coach now. He's not on business.
No, Disney is flying him out business class specifically because they're going to give him a new franchise. You got to put a stop to it.
Disney is going to fly out Chris D'Elia because they're full of pedophiles too.
They're full of pedophiles anyway. What's one more?
Yeah, he was like, I heard Disney's reviving Whitney.
What the fuck is that, dude?
It's the show with Whitney Cummings we just described fewer than 20 minutes
Whitney
ago.
Cummings?
You know what?
A lady
Harper?
who's going crazy about pouring gasoline in the fucking sewers.
I'm singing
I'm
the
singing
rain.
and dancing
singing in the rain. What a glorious feeling. I'm happy again.
Didn't play football in high school, did you?
No,
I
neither
in
do
Canada.
you,
We don't even have football. All right.
Well, on that note,
I'd like to thank you so much for coming out.
let's sit in this. No, Harper, please.
What?
Let's sit in this for a second. End it there.